Today I'm going to show you guys how to build a US Infantry inspired M4. If you're like me and you're getting sick of KeyMod and M-Lock, this is a really refreshing change of pace and honestly, it's a really pretty rifle. So let's get right into it in today's video. What's up Airsofters? My name is Lane and welcome back to the BB Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the airsoft field through our educational content, and as always there will be a companion article to today's video over at thebbwarrior.com, which is linked in the description below. So the first thing that you're going to want to look for when building a US Infantry inspired M4 is making sure that you have the correct rail system and the correct barrel length for the build, because these are going to be the most noticeable things on the build. So what you're going to want on your build is a railed upper receiver, a 14.5-inch barrel, and the Knights Armament 7-inch rail system with the triangle front sight post. If you have a rifle that is built like this, then you can make some liberties on the other things you put on there, like the stock and the optic, which we'll get into in a minute, but really that's a non-negotiable if you're looking to build an infantry-inspired M4. Now I know somebody's going to say it down in the comments below, so I will get it out of the way. This is not the correct flash hider. This is the one that came on the gun. We'll talk about the rifle in just a second. I just haven't taken it off. The correct one will be a birdcage A2 style of flash hider. So the gun itself, this is a VFC Avalon M4 SOPMOD, and what I really like about this gun is one, it's a widely available replica that gives you the correct barrel length and the correct rail system with it, but at the same time the barrel is a two-piece barrel, so if you want to do something that's a little bit shorter instead of the 14.5-inch barrel, if you want to do a 10.5, you can actually remove this part of the barrel and have something that's a little bit shorter if you're looking to do like a Mark 18, like CQBR type build. Obviously that's not infantry, but it gives you some options with this rifle, which is something that I really appreciate about it. The Avalon gearbox is also fantastic, but again, taking a look at the externals, we've got our 14.5-inch barrel with an A2 flash hider when it actually gets put on this gun, and then you have the Knights Armament quad style rail. Now I know when I first started playing airsoft, long before KeyMod or M-Lock were even a concept, every gun had these rail systems. Now it's really hard to find, and that's what I really appreciate about this gun, is that because it's from Elite Force, it's widely available, especially here in the US, so you can get a gun with the correct rail system. Now we're going to kind of work our way from the front to the back of this rifle. On the Knights Armament rail system, there's a couple of things that you're going to want to have. The standard rail cover that was used is the standard Knights Armament Company rail covers. They came with the gun, so of course you're going to see them on there. For foregrips, the Knights Armament foregrip is really commonly seen, and then we get into accessories. So the accessory that I have on here right now is going to be a Bravo PEC 15, which we've already done a review of. That was last week's video. If you want to see that, I'll put a card in the upper right hand corner right now. I think it's a great unit at a great price. Not only does it look good, but it also has some functionality, including IR. There's going to be some other accessories that you're going to want to put on this rifle, such as like a Surefire flashlight, but really no airsoft stores cover these. This is really going to be an inspired video rather than a full-on impression. So that's just going to be the things you're going to want to have on your rail system. They're not going to be super busy. You're not going to have a bunch of gizmos and things like that. The other things that I could see would be like an M203 sight. If you have a barrel mounted M203, that's technically the correct way to do it. But overall, it's going to be a very clean build. And you know, it's already a little bit heavier because it's using this rail as opposed to M-Lock. But working our way back, optics. This is a Lancer Tactical copy of the Aimpoint Comp M4, otherwise known as the M68 CCO. And I know somebody's gonna say, just like the flash hider, oh, Lancer Tactical, you know, just like in the video right now. But honestly, now that I've gotten a chance to play around with this red dot, it feels exactly and looks exactly like my buddy's GMP Aimpoint Comp M4, so I have a feeling they actually come from the same factory, which is pretty common in airsoft. Maybe we'll do a comparison video in the future, but honestly, I really like this optic, despite the fact that it is from Lancer Tactical. ACOGs are also acceptable, a couple of types of EOTechs are acceptable as well. There are some options. Personally, this is my favorite optic out of the ones that are available. And then I do have the cut-off style of rear sight. This does come with this VFC. I really like it. There are other options out there, like the MA Tech style of rear sight, but those are stupidly expensive. And again, airsoft stores don't carry those. For magazines, I'm using a standard 30-round metal style of magazine. Again, this comes with the VFC. Moving backwards, we have pistol grips. A black A2 pistol grip is pretty non-negotiable if you're looking to do an impression. I haven't seen a lot of photos of these being replaced out, but where you do get some options are going to be in your rifle stock. Now, I chose the standard crane stock that comes with the VFC for the battery space, because this is an AEG, but you can also go with things like an LE style stock, or even some CAR 15 stocks have been seen in the past. So you do have some options depending on exactly what type of look you're going for. But this is a pretty basic inspired US infantry rifle. For me, this is going to turn into a clone of a 2012 to 2014 10th Mountain kit that a lot of my friends over at Task Force Keg are doing, I'll have their information linked in the description below. If you're looking to do the rifle or the kit, I'd highly recommend checking them out. But overall, for not a lot of money, it's pretty easy to get into an infantry inspired rifle. Again, all of this was available at Fox Airsoft. Everything that you see on this rifle right now, I'll have that all linked in the description below and in the article that goes with today's video. But to get started with a build like this really is not that expensive, and you can find most of it in one place. Now again, not everything that you need for this rifle is on here. To make this more correct, I would switch out the rear sight to that MA tech that I mentioned. Having a dedicated Surefire on the rifle as well would make it much more appropriate, but airsoft stores don't really carry that sort of thing. But there will be a follow-up video in the future where this kind of gets decked out to be more of a correct rifle. And while I'm thinking about it, nothing is tied down to the rifle, which is incorrect as well. Typically things will be tied down with paracord or something like that. But there you have it, guys. This is a inspired US infantry rifle. Obviously, if you want to put your own twist on it, put some accessories that aren't exactly kosher for the build, you do you, but I think that this is a great rifle to build off of, the M4 SOPMOD from Elite Force, and VFC just makes a fantastic product. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed this kind of rifle overview. Again, there will be a more in-depth video coming in the next couple of months as I source some more correct parts. But if you enjoyed today's video, you might be asking yourself, well, what do I watch next? Well, I definitely recommend checking out our playlist, The Airsoft Armory. It's where we take a look at a bunch of custom rifles that myself or some of my friends have built, which you can see up here. Or if you're brand new to the channel, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting the subscribe button that's right down here to get updated when we post brand new videos here on the channel. But this has been Lane from the BB Warrior, and I will see you all next time.